Okay, so let's look at this one. We have our helicopter going upwards, right, at a certain acceleration. So if we do our free body on this, we have the lift or the thrust. I think I called it here lift, but you could call it thrust also. We have the lift going up, and then what's holding it back? Gravity holds it back, right? So those are essentially the two forces, the lift up and then the gravity or the weight coming down. So in this problem, let's find the weight. How do we find the weight? Okay, mg, right? W equals m times g. That's easy. M was 2,000 and little g is 9.8. Okay, almost 20,000 newtons pulling down on it. All right. Letter B, let's find the net force. So in the previous problem, how did we find the net force? We just kind of added and subtracted all the forces. In this one, you could do that also. We could say, all right, F net equals the lift minus gravity, right? However, what's the problem with this? I didn't tell you the lift, right? We don't know how much the lift is. So we can't actually use this to find this. What do? What we did give you was the acceleration, right? So there's always going to be two equations for the net force. There's kind of this, what net force means, which is summing, adding up forces, and then there's the Newton's second law, where net force equals mass times acceleration. So you kind of always have two choices. Sometimes you use it one way, sometimes you use it the other way. It just depends on the context of the problem. So in this case, since they did give us the acceleration, we're going to go ahead and use this part of F net. So what was our mass? 2,000 times 18. $36,000 newtons. So that's the net force. Just a concept question. Should our lift force be greater or less than the 36,000? Greater. Why does it have to be greater? Subtracting from the weight. Right. This is when you add and subtract all the forces. And since we're subtracting out gravity, we have to have more lift to provide this kind of net. So let's just finish it up. So now we are going to use this part for letter C. So this part's going to essentially be letter C, right? F net equals F lift minus F gravity. So our net force was 36. Our lift force is unknown. Our gravitational force was 19.6. Remember, gravity and weight are the same thing. Force of gravity and weight are the same thing. And hopefully it confirms what we predicted in terms of the size. Should be greater than 36,000. Looks like we're at 55.6. So again, that was our upward force, 55.6. Gravity's pulling down with 19.6, which gives us a net up of 36. So that's kind of the concept of this. Actually, I should draw these arrows longer just to clarify that this is a huge lift force overcoming gravity and providing some force to accelerate us as well.